hour, and then we're going to go right into the ceremony of the Passover. And the topic is going to be called, what was the name of it now? The topic is going to be called the Passover is not a lamb dinner. All right? Because you got dudes that get hyped up for the Passover, and at the end of the deal, it's like, oh, the lamb was good. Or they got drunk off the wine. This ain't a lamb dinner. This is serious, man. This is, as a matter of fact, this is considered a solemn assembly. And solemn means, really, when you look the word up, solemn. I got it, brother. I got it all. The word solemn is from the Hebrew word, and go to a feast and go to the Passover part. If you go to Passover, you ain't gonna get it. The word solemn, if you go to the blue letter, it's the Hebrew word itazara. And the word means assembly, solemn assembly. Assembly, sacred or festive meeting. Sacred meaning serious. All right? This is not just a get-together where you eat food and do what the hell you want to do. It also says assemblage, company, group. And that's from H6116. Does anybody know what I mean when I say H6116? Right, it's the strong. More hands should go up. That's when you deal with the blue letter, and you click on the dude mouthing the word, he'll say H6116, and then he'll say the word. Okay? Because that's from the what do you call it when you go to the concordance? What's the other term? There's another term from the book, the lexicon. When you go to the lexicon, the concordance and the lexicon, they'll give you that word, which is itazara. And I told you what it meant. It meant assembly, solemn assembly, sacred or festive meeting. Now, when you go to the blue letter, you go down, it'll say root word, and then in parentheses, it'll say etymology. Does anybody know what the word etymology? I know you know it, brother. I know you know it from Detroit. Etymology, what is it? What does that mean?
Two words.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. It means etym or etymon is from the word etios, which means the truth. Ology means the study of. So really the word, when you bring it to the lowest common denominator, the word etymology means study of the truth of the word. All right? So the root word or the etymology of that word is itazara. The difference between the first word is the root word is missing the ha at the end of it. But the root word is itazara. And itazara means, now listen to this, to restrain, retain, close up. That's why you can't bring your cousin to the Passover, man. You can't bring any half-assed Israelites to the Passover. Okay? Because and women, you can't bring women to the Passover. Now, if anybody got a problem with that in the other camps, well, then you got a problem with Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Because did Yahweh Shai have any women at his Passover?
Nope.
He only had 12 other men, including himself. So are you going to call him a faggot? Okay, the meaning or biblical usage, to restrain. When you restrain somebody, when you get arrested, the cops do what? They restrain you, right?
Right.
So this is, like I said, if you act up, we got a right to pick your ass up and kick you right out the door.
That's right.
Okay? Close, retain. close up, shut, withhold, refrain, stay. That's what I told y'all. If you got to go to the bathroom, you better go to the bathroom now. If you got to go right now, you better hold it, man. Detain. To restrain, halt, stop, to retain, to be restrained, be stayed, be under restraint. Another word for restraint is be under arrest. So you're under arrest right now, man.
Yeah.
See, when you go to the, and I just found this out today. Hey, the thing about GMS, we can take things that we just found out and make it seem like we knew this for years. I just found out about it.
That's right, brother. That's right. That's right.
But anyway, when you go back to keep it down a little bit. When you go back to the Passovers of the past with the high priest Ariah Marshah, they kind of got a little weak, man. They had women coming up all in there, man. Yep. And these women had the stilettos on, the high heels. They had the dresses on. They had the long dresses, but they had a slit up the damn dress, man.
That's right.
Then they had the back was all out. Yep. You can see the bitches cleavage and all that, man. Yep. And nobody said nothing about it, man. Nope. And so it came a time where up in the school that we had, we kicked all the women out, man. That's right. And certain brothers had a problem with it. One of them was the guy that you encountered, Shaka. Not Shaka, it's Shaka. And he got kicked out with the rest of them clowns, man. So now they calling us faggots, man. We got women at home, brother. That's where they're supposed to be, at home, man.
That's right. If they'll learn anything, let them learn at home.
Thank you. Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 12 verse 11. And thus shall you eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
Now, when you deal with a woman, a high maintenance woman, when you go out to eat, if you eat too fast, she looking. I had that happen to me, man. Why you eating like that? Yep. I said, bitch, shut up. That's how I eat. Right. Well, when you eat the Passover, that's how you're supposed to eat the Passover, man. Yep. So you got women up here partaking of the Passover. They cutting it. You know. Right. You don't even you eat it with your hands, man.
You got nerve to talk to eat shrimp scampi.
So exactly. So that's why these women can't be up in here, man. Now, if you have a Passover with your family, that's different. Because I'll say all of you men in here that got women, I guarantee you none of them are believers. Raise your hand if you got a woman that's a believer. You ain't got no believers, man, among your women.
That's right.
But you can be saved, all right?
Through childbearing.
All right, go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power.
That's right.
Because the Most High is only dealing with men. Right. And the men are dealing with their women. That's order, man. Okay? Anybody?
Matthew's 4th chapter. Where the Lord said that he would make fishers of men. Yeah, it's about 19.
Yeah, I got it. 4:19.
Yeah. You got it. Go ahead.
St. Matthew chapter 4, verse 19.
This is the Lord speaking. The Lord said this to the disciples. Go ahead.
And he saith unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
Right, he didn't say go get no damn women to come in this. You got people that believe that, oh, they hate the sisters. You're supposed to hate them if they ain't right. You hate the evil.
Yeah, hate the evil and love the good. Somebody got something else?
Yeah, I got
Let's
one
move
for you.
quick.
Yep. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. Looking forward and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High,
right,
wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's a a picture of how we would have come out of Egypt. Quickly, hastening. You ain't supposed to, like when we think about this Passover, you eat it in haste because it represents how quickly the Lord is going to pluck us out of this oppression. Now that it's hell we in, you know?
1 hour.
In 1 hour, yep.
Yeah,
1 hour.
That's right.
And that same night, you know, when the Lord, you know, caused us to eat the Passover and to leave out of Egypt, the very next day, the Lord was killing the firstborn of the Egyptians. So there was a lot of bloodshed going on, you know, at that time.
Got a precept real quick?
Go ahead.
It's the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 28. It says, through faith he kept the Passover in the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. So when you enter into the Passover, you got to have that mentality, man. That's talking about Yahweh Shai. He should touch them, meaning he should put them to death. You got to enter into it as a solemn assembly, man. You know, you can't enter into it like it's this ain't no banquet. You know?
Yeah. Let's go to somebody get me Ezekiel 34 and start. The key point is in the 31st verse, but start at the 28th verse and read down to the 31st. Ezekiel 34, 28 on down.
Ezekiel 34 and 28. And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen any more. Thus shall they know that I, the Lord their God, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith the Lord power. And ye, my flock, the flock of my, and I am,
Go ahead.
and I am your power, saith the Lord power.
So that's that order. And that order is not going to change. In the kingdom, that order is not going to change. As a matter of fact, that's why one man going to have as many women. If you want 1,000 women, you're going to have 1,000 women. And you're going to have Edomite women.
Right.
You're going to have Japhetic women. You're going to have Moabite women.
Exactly.
You're going to have women of the other nations.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Proverbs 8 and 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. Again, another scripture that proves the Most High deals with men. You know?
That's right.
That's right.
This is Revelation 21 and 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them, and be their power.
That's right.
So it's all about order. That's all. You know, this is a GMS ain't no camp where we make women equal to us. You know, we up here and the women are down there, man.
That's right. Order.
They were made for our sake, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the gods over them. We're gods, man, over them and our children, man, and soon to be the heathen. You know.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Psalm 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Right. No woman ain't.
And no woman is going to do that. Right?
That's right.
Not even if she's Wonder Woman. Ain't going to happen. Right?
Okay, let's get Acts, the 18th chapter and the 21st verse. The importance of the Passover, because this is what Paul. This is a statement that Paul made.
18 and what?
18 and 21.
Acts chapter 18 and 21. But bade them farewell, saying, I must by all means.
You know what? You can go up a verse or two, so they can get the understanding
Find a
of it.
good spot.
Find a good spot.
I'll
Yeah.
start at verse 18. This is Acts chapter 18, verse 18. And Paul, after this, tarried there yet a good while, and then took his leave of the brethren.
He was up there in Ephesus.
Yep.
with those Israelite foreigners. Go ahead.
And sailed thence into Syria, and with him Priscilla and Aquila, having shorn his head in Cenchrea, for he had a vow.
Stop. Read that part again. He had did what to his head?
Having shorn his head.
What does it mean to shorn your head? Did he shave it bald? Yes, he did.
According to the
Having did what?
having shorn his head in Cenchrea, for he had a vow.
He had a vow. What was that vow by a show of hands? Okay, I see a lot of hands up. Monaghan.
Vow of the Nazarite.
How do you know that?
Because you go to Numbers, the 7th chapter, it tells you that he's not supposed to cut his hair all of his life. And he's not, supposed to have any...
Speak louder though, so the camera can pick you up. But you were right, you half right.
Okay.
Because you can take a vow, which Paul took as a vow of a Nazarene, a Nazarite vow, and he broke the vow. You can take it.
Okay.
You can take it for 6 months. You can take it for a year. In the case of Samson, before he was born, the angel told his parents, look, he's going to be a Nazarite for life.
That's what he said.
But the Apostle Paul took that vow, and when you go to Numbers, the 6th chapter, once you break that vow, what do? You shave off your head, you shave off your eyebrows, you shave off all the hair all over your body. He did that because he finished the vow. So he said, read on, brother.
It says, and Paul after this tarried there yet a good while, and then took his leave of the brethren, and sailed thence into Syria, and with him Priscilla and Aquila.
He sailed into Syria. There's warring over there in Syria.
Yep.
A lot of them people over there, them Arabs that you call them, a lot of them are Israelites, man. Mingled among them heathen. Go ahead.
And with him Priscilla and Aquila, having shorn his head in Cenchrea, for he had a vow. And he came to Ephesus and left them there.
He came to Ephesus, yep, go ahead.
And he left them there, but he himself entered into the synagogue and reasoned with the Jews. When they desired...
When you look up the word reason, right? He was going to different Israelites that wasn't down with him, or he wasn't down with. And what did he do? He reasoned with them. What does it mean to reason? Go through the scripture. What is the name? You know?
Yeah.
The mark of the beast. What does charagma mean? You know what that means? To reason, man. And these guys, like when I ran into two of Nate's men, they were cool. They were cool brothers. But I saw that they had that glaze on their eyes, man. You know? And I'm not gonna say that they're wicked, man. They didn't come off as being wicked, but Nate put a spell on them, man. Nate bewitched them. Paul spoke about that in Galatians, the 3rd chapter, man.
I got that word in the Greek.
All right, go ahead.
It's
and read and speak loud.
Okay. It's this is in the concordance in Strong's 1256, the Greek. It says dia legamai, like dialogue basically. Dia legamai. It means voice from, to say thoroughly, to discuss, in argument or exhortation, to dispute, to preach, which means to prophesy, to reason, or to speak.
Not just preaching.
Not just preaching.
Not just preaching.
So we got that? We finished all that?
No, there's
okay,
more
go
to
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
But he himself entered into the synagogue and reasoned with the Jews. When they desired him to tarry longer, time with them, he consented not, but bade them farewell, saying, I must by all means keep this feast that cometh in Jerusalem, but I will return again unto you, if the Most High will. And he sailed from Ephesus.
Now, the Jews that he left, the Israelites that he left, they kept the Passover, but they kept it where they lived. So you had certain key individuals that kept the Passover with certain other men. That's why you men were so compelled to come out here, man. Because not all Israel, as I said last week, not all Israel is on the same level, man. Not all men are on the same level, man. You brothers that are diligent, that you've been in this thing, that you went out there on the highways and the byways diligently, all right? You may be of the elect. I'm gonna say it this way because I may be of the elect. I can't tell you, look, I know I'm the elect.
Right.
Because if I knew I was the elect, I wouldn't have to come out here, man. I wouldn't have to go out on the highways and the byways. I come out here to do what? To make my calling, give diligence to make my calling and election sure. And that's all I live for, man. When this brother came to get the Torah and the shofar and so forth, and the candles and the candlestick, what was I doing? I was on the computer, and I had the streamer, just listening to YouTube videos of us speaking, man. You know. Anyway, let's go to the next scripture. 1 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, and get that other scripture we were talking about. Have that on the ready. 1 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, and the 8th verse. But you know what? You're gonna read that.
Yeah.
Start up above it. You might want to go a couple of verses, or you might want to go to the top.
1 Corinthians 5 and what?
The key point is in 8, but I said you can go up a couple of verses.
Okay.
Just start at 6.
I'll
Start at 6. Yep.
1 Corinthians 5 and 6. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
Let's
Purge
stop
out.
right there. Can anybody tell me what leaven is? What's leaven? What's leaven on a physical level? What does yeast do? It makes what rise? It makes bread rise. Okay. If you want to bake a loaf of bread and you forget the yeast, the bread's going to be flat. All right. When you go back to the first Passover, why did the Lord instructed Moses to instruct the children of Israel not to use yeast?
Takes time. Takes time.
Because they were fleeing. They were in haste. Okay? So now, that's yeast on a physical level, right? And y'all all know that you were supposed to, if you live, I don't know if you have unbelieving women or believing women. Maybe some of you got believing women. But anyway, if you in a believing household, you got to take all the yeast out of your house, man.
That's right.
Normally, I got 2 boxes of yeast. This year, I really had one thing with yeast in it, man. That was breadcrumbs. Because that yeast, man, that's a killer.
That's right.
Gluten is a killer, man. That's why people are getting sick, dropping dead, especially through the, especially you just came out the hospital.
with that.
Through the colon, you know, through the pot, the small intestine, the large intestine, and that's and this is your stomach.
Blocks it up.
That's why the scriptures say, drink no longer water. In other words, don't just drink water, but drink a wine for thy what? Thy stomach set. What does this do? This cleans out your colon.
That's right.
And that's where your that's 80% of your immune system is right there.
That's right.
When this goes,
That's it.
you dead.
Yep, the liver's down there.
That's
Say
right.
this, wine has resveratrol in there. A lot of people don't know that's a cancer-killing agent.
That's right. Resveratrol, yeah, which comes from the grape.
Right.
Yep. That's right.
The skin of the grape.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so
Even Paul told Timothy to drink a little wine for your stomach.
yeah, I just quoted that. For thy stomach's sake and for thy often infirmities, you know? So now,
You want me to finish this?
yeah, go ahead.
It says, this is verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened, for even Yahushua, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
So now we went into the physical aspect of what leaven is when you rise bread or cake. So what's the spiritual leaven? All right, somebody in the back, anybody? Speak loud, speak loud.
Being carnal.
Okay, that's one thing, being carnal. What else?
Pride.
Pride, okay.
Stand up when y'all speak.
What else? Somebody said wickedness. So if you wicked, man, you got to get all that If you got a problem with a brother,
Yep.
you gotta get rid of that problem with that brother, man.
That's right.
You know? So that's what that means. So when you come to the Passover, and you can bring in your scripture.
That kills bad water.
This is
that's it.
1 Corinthians chapter 11.
You keeping time, right? You keeping time.
All right, I'll start at 25. After the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be
What
judged.
does sleep mean?
For this cause
Means die.
Sickly.
Sickly.
Hey, man, that's us all with brothers with infirmities,
that's
man.
right.
All messed up.
And some brothers have died.
And some
You
brothers
know,
have crossed on.
some brothers have went into the
Yeah.
spirit world, man.
That's not talking about us.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Is there more to that?
I got one precept with
Go
that.
ahead.
It's the book of Galatians chapter 5 verse 9. It says, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. And like the elder said, that leaven is what? Wickedness, man. So even you got a little bit of wickedness going on within you, within your camp, that makes the whole goddamn camp or the whole camp wicked, man. You got to get rid of that little wickedness,
it's a cancer, man.
It's a cancer, man.
You got to cut that cancer out, man.
Yep.
And that's why, hey, you brothers should be happy you ain't in the New York GMS.
Oh, boy.
Because for the last 2 months, you've been hitting them guys with surprise tests. Some of them, I'm saying this, some of them have passed and some of them have failed. And at the end of the camp, what do they get? They get cursed out, right? You get cursed out, man. Okay? Hey, because did y'all see the video that HODC put up of Nate back in the day? There's a video where they're going into the name of the Lord, and this guy's going into the Hebrew. Then I got this book that this white man wrote. Then I got that book. And see, how can you not see it? And the video's like almost 2 hours long.
Wow.
Now why did he go from the name is Yahweh, his name is Yahweh, see? Yahweh, see? And I'm gonna get this book, and if you go into Hebrew, because you people are simple, see? Because you don't go into that Hebrew, he went from that to Most High in Christ blessed.
God in Christ.
You know?
Because the Most High put a reprobate spirit on him, man.
He got a reprobate
Like-
spirit on him,
like it
man.
says in Romans, because they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them up onto a reprobate mind. That's what happens, man. That's why you got to take this thing serious, man. You got to live, eat, shit, breathe this truth, bro. That's right. Everything else is just the side, the French fries on the side, so to speak, man.
It's right.
Right?
If I can say this
Yeah.
too, and then also on the 11th part is wickedness, but it's also dealing with like philosophies, doctrines, you know, of like, because you know, back in the main school, you know, towards the end before Lahab and them got kicked out, they started bringing in like different doctrines. They started bringing in the doctrine on hell. They started bringing in the virgin birth and other stuff. So you gotta smash that out, because if not, that's gonna corrupt everybody.
Yeah, well, that's why all the main school, One West, starting with the elders over us,
Yeah.
because they're to be blamed too, man.
Yeah.
They had the women all in there. Oh, you got to stand up and salute the sisters, man. When the sisters were wicked as hell.
Yep.
And we had sisters come in there with mini skirts with fringes and a border
That's
blue
right.
on it, man.
That's
And nobody
right.
said nothing, man.
Nobody.
Who was the guy that used to curse them out and kick them out the school? Me. I said, wait a minute, sister. Wait a minute, sister. What's all this?
Yeah.
What's all this? And these other guys are walking away, man.
Yeah.
I said, you ain't going up in there.
Yeah. Then the command says.
Yahweh Shema. No, I don't want to hear no Yahweh Shema, sister.
And that was going
I
on.
said, look,
That's
you
right.
out of here,
That's
man.
right.
The salute was all
And then
That's right.
guys would look at me funny, but they wouldn't say nothing, man.
That's right.
And that was back when I was boxing, man.
Yep.
Because they knew I would have I would have loosened up their jaw, man.
Like,
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'll be out a lot. Didn't I fuck his ass up down there in the hallway, man, in the school? And then a Marco Wash almost threw him out the window years later, which confirmed that I wasn't a demon.
Yeah.
Because they said I was a demon
That's
for
right.
beating a guy's ass in the
That's
school.
what they say.
You know?
They say you was scarred.
And guess what happened? He wound up being a damn demon.
Yep. And then Mo.
And he went out to school. He got kicked out of school for being a goddamn demon. Then he set up his own camp and he was talking shit about us.
Yep.
He had
Most
two
high
sons.
his
One
son
of his
killed.
sons was walking across the street with his other son.
In
He
an oil
stripped.
truck,
He slipped.
An oil
And an
truck,
18 wheeler ran over this guy's head.
Yep.
All you can see was the body in Harlem, man.
Yep. And he come
A
back,
couple of
come
all
back,
you can see was the body
come back
with the
dead.
head smashed, the brains, the gray
Yep.
matter, and all that, man. And you know what this nigga did?
Ran
He
him
called
over.
the school.
Yep. Ran one.
And Yeshua started laughing.
Yep.
And Mo got mad at Yeshua for laughing, but you
that's
know
right.
what? I wanted to laugh too.
Yep. Yeah. He wanted. He said.
Hey, we had guys from Boston, the old Boston camp, them wicked ass niggas. Saaj and the Rum,
Yeah, Rum.
and the rest of them
Wonderful
niggas,
and all
they
that.
came down to the
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
Passover,
Yeah.
and one of their men
Got killed.
got killed. He
On the
flew out of
FBI.
the daggone car, man.
Yep.
And his mother couldn't even recognize his face,
Yeah.
man.
I
Because
think
he flew out of it. He became the Most High, turned him into a missile.
that was.
He
yeah,
flew out of the
Africa.
car and he slid, and it was icy like it is
Yeah.
now. And he slid and face slid
Yeah.
on the
That was-
FDR
that was-
Drive,
yeah, that was where
round
your
about
ass at.
91st
Yeah.
Street.
Yep.
And he was just laying there, man. And two other guys got their arms broken up.
That was your ass and the other one, the Simeonite brother. That
Yeah,
was, I
yeah.
didn't
The
like.
Ephraimite and the Simeonite, yeah.
And the MR.
But basically, when his mother and his parents had to come down from Boston
Yep.
to identify the body,
I took him down.
and they
to
couldn't even
First
identify.
Avenue.
If they said, "Who's that?" I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's your
His
son.
whole face was
His whole
crushed,
face
man.
was contorted, man.
whole face.
So this is a serious thing, bro.
Selling drugs, man.
Oh, we
Oh,
found
yeah.
out the dude was selling drugs
He was selling drugs.
on the side, man.
Not only that, Mo told him that day. Not
Oh, he got an abortion. He told his girl to get an abortion, man.
And Mo told him not to do that. He did it anyway.
And he did it any damn way, man. That's why when the Most High start bringing judgment on these other Israelite camps, a lot of them guys gonna run to us, man. Okay? And the reason why I get on so-called General Yohana, because I know that slimy ass, greasy
Yeah, we know
nigga
him better.
from the past.
Real well.
And we know that nigga real well, man. Okay? We know that nigga Nate. That's why we get on Nate the way we do. Because he knows good and well that he's doing wickedness, man. Go ahead, Ak.
Yeah, this is
See, that's why a woman can't be up. Just getting too little, too.
Yeah, get up out of there.
What we gonna eat?
Yeah.
The elder should just shut up. The elder should just stop talking.
I ain't eating them bitter herbs.
Hey, Todd, they have all,
Go ahead,
they have
man.
all manner of wickedness in their mind, women. Because it proved that when David was dancing in the street, Saul's daughter was displeased the fact that his rod came out, man, and she had no children after that.
Yeah, because he locked her
the
down.
ass, locked
He said,
her down.
look, because she couldn't marry somebody else.
That's right.
So basically, you know what? I was dancing for the Lord. And since
That's
you
what he said.
snickled and laughed and called me a damn fool,
You ain't gonna
guess
see
what?
this.
You ain't gonna see this.
That's
And
right.
you ain't gonna deal with no other man, because if you do, I'm gonna kill the man and yourself.
That's right.
So she died childless.
Yeah, that's what the scripture says.
Okay?
That's right, man.
Yeah.
You got that, Nate?
Don't forget.
Because I know you think you got some
Righteous
virtuous woman. I know you believe that you got Sarah in the reincarnation.
Yeah.
He got Sarah.
Yeah, he got two mules for Sister Sarah.
Yeah, that's what he got. That's what he got. Sister Sarah.
Go ahead, man.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 16, starting at verse 6, point being in 12. Then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. Which when Yahushua perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread. Do ye not understand? Neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000, and how many baskets ye took up? How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
Precept for you. Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah, because you got to check everybody's doctrine, man.
That's right.
And we constantly checking y'all, especially in New York with them tests. We constantly, man, throwing them tests at you, man, to make you sharp.
Yep.
And you suppose, what's the saying? Still sharpens iron. I always say still. Iron sharpens iron, man. So you, brothers among your camps, you got to sharpen each other, man. You got to constantly test each other. That's how you build. You know, you got some brothers that's getting good in the Hebrew, and some brothers can't say shalom the right way. You know. So you got to constantly put the fire to that next man, the man next to you, man. Okay. You had something?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, starting at the top. Finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course and be glorified even as it is with you,
That's bagwash.
and that we may be
14th Street homo. That's bag wash.
Mowgli the bear.
Yeah, like when your asshole, your Asher, we call him your asshole, and Rahab and Nate, when they called themselves kicking us out of the main school in the house of David, we were freed from them, man. These guys were unreasonable men.
Yeah, it was reasonable.
Based upon the Cornelius thing.
That's right.
And then this nigga Nate said he had a thing where he was going into the history of Israel, and he said Tahar did come out, he did bring out the Cornelius thing, but he was teaching you can rape 9-year-old girls. We never taught rape, period, man.
That's right.
So he put that in there. That nigga put that in there, man. And so he lied, he straight up lied, man. And then when I talked to him on the phone, he said we got to have a meeting. I said no. I said you know where I'm at on Saturdays.
Man.
Oh no, because I got to go to my camp on Saturdays in Queens. Guess what? From that day that we spoke, I think I might have saw him maybe one time, and that was almost 6 months ago.
He wasn't out there, man. He wasn't out there.
So the Most High is going to deal with that guy, man. You know? I mean, I say I believe he's a man of the Lord. He's going to come out of that bullshit, but you know what? I think about that every day, man. And it's starting to not look like. It's starting to not look like Ariel going to make it out of that bullshit, man. But the Most High is going to free some of them guys up. But if he frees up Nate to allow him to come back in the fold, he going to have to put some hell on him, man. What did he do to King David for committing adultery with Bathsheba? Then you got these stupid ass Hamitic, black unconscious clowns, which they came down boldly to 34th Street, and they said, I got it on tape. Sarnetta said, as soon as Sarah Sue and Betty come back from out of town, I'm bringing them down. Well, I'm still waiting, man.
Never came.
They ain't, you know why he ain't coming back, man? Because we asking too many questions, brother.
Yep. Boy got tore off on the floor.
Okay, and whatever they say, when this guy mentioned the Gilgamesh epic and the Enuma, you know what we did? We studied that, man.
That's right.
Then we had questions for his ass.
That's right.
They say they use the term chemic. They don't even know where the word chemic comes from, man. Right. I run into them niggas again. I'm gonna say, who's chemic father? Huh?
Yeah.
Did he have any brothers and sisters? Then a nigga like to say, well, 3 million years ago. Come on, man. That's what the white man says. Because when you go that far back, you ain't. Okay, come on, man.
You can
say pretty much any goddamn thing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Polite said he was beamed up in a spaceship and went up to the planet Risk. And then when he came back down, the nigga could speak seven languages, man. That's why them niggas never came back, man.
If I may, but he had a problem with Jonah being swallowed by a big fish. Like that can't happen. But he can go to
just an example. You don't even need an example because we have faith.
Well, that's exactly what this scripture
We
is
have
saying.
faith.
Y'all say something else? I looked up that word whale. That's an English word that started in as
Yeah, it
referring
means
to a
cry.
lot.
It means
Right.
cry. Yep.
It don't mean
Because those big fish, they cry. They cry.
Right.
They wail like
anything
yeah,
in the
wail,
ocean
wail,
is considered
wail.
a fish,
Yep,
man.
yep.
That's right. That's
Anything in the ocean is considered a fish.
including the
Yeah,
Leviathan.
that's right. It's considered a fish.
Yeah.
Like
So
you
that
had-
nigga said that they can only eat an orange. Well, if he's so damn, there's 10 different types of whales out there, and one of them whales eat porpoises. They also eat sea lions, and you know sea lions bigger than some of you jokers, man. So you gonna tell me that that gonna show you if you listen to them niggas, they would sit up there and brainwash you with bullshit like the other crap that Yohanan talk about, pink panty. My bitch ain't gonna show no damn man no damn underwears, man. You be a damn fool of listening to that damn crap that he's been pushing and shit, man. That's why you nigga. I don't want to run across you, bro, because I know I'll blow an atomic bomb on your ass, nigga. I'm saying it right before all you brothers, man. Well, because them brothers from Atlanta, they were sitting up there with them guys from ISUPK, and they say, isn't it true? What you know, nigga? You don't know nothing, man. And none of my women friendly with none of y'all. I don't have them out there like that, man.
Right.
They stay in the house, they make sure my shit is clean and stuff, and that's that, man. I don't have them bitches socializing with nobody out there, and none of you should have them either. Must be out their damn mind, man. Even bagwash that old punk ass nigga. I'm calling you out, fool. You a punk.
Yeah, the 14th Street homo.
Talking about he a spiritual man. Anybody can be spiritual, even a damn demon.
Yeah, that's right. Demons are spiritual.
That's right.
On the left-hand side, man.
With that spiritual sword gun, chop his head off.
Hey, that's why the Most High gonna get rid of them niggas, man. He gonna break all that shit up, man. You know? And now the Spirit got on Barak and Bunyamyan.
Yeah.
And they bringing out videos showing how Nate was teaching the name of the Most High and all that, man. You know?
And I said something.
They call Yohanan the devil, man.
Hey, Johnny, come later.
Yeah, for these jokers, Barak and Bunyamyan, man, HODC 12.
Yeah.
For all these years, you niggas have been standing on the sidelines. You ain't been doing nothing. The only they biting off us, man.
Yeah, well, they started going out on the highways and the byways after all them splits. When we started getting on them, we kept hitting them. Why you ain't going out on the highways and the byways?
Right.
No, we don't have to go out and use them because that's bullshit. That don't mean that. And then we kept getting on their ass, and guess what? They started going out on the highways and the byways.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, all them guys call themselves elders now.
Right.
I wonder where they got that from.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's
Y'all
right.
didn't even call you.
Niggas will bite us, man. They bite us, man. And then to show you how stupid Barak and Bunyamyan is, y'all saw the video they were getting on Fopi.
Yeah,
and
FOP.
Yohanas. Them in Fopi, I'm sorry.
Yeah, down in D.C.
Down in D.C. was getting on Yohanas' crew. And they talking about, and Polite's gonna confound you. Polite, look, fuck Polite, right? And fuck Yohana and his crew. But when that dude went against when the dude from Yohana's camp went against Polite, we was rooting for the brother, wasn't it?
Because they were Israelites.
It only
rooting
makes
for him.
sense. It's only
Yeah,
right.
he's an Israelite.
He's Israelite.
I wanted Israel to be exalted,
Right.
not that shit.
Yeah,
so
no
why would you
Egyptology.
want Polite to confound that brother? Because if Polite
Yeah,
confound
because
that,
that shows you that Bunyamyan is out of order, man.
Yeah.
And then you getting with Fopi,
yeah.
FOPE. They talking about, they showing that place that they got, that glorious spot that they got for the Passover, talking about we got a bathroom for the sisters and shit.
and all that.
And over here we're gonna have entertainment. What, you gonna have a band? You gonna have the house band? The Hebrew Israelite house band?
And they pass
Didn't I tell you that the Passover is a solemn assembly, man?
Hey, man,
When you look up the root word, doesn't it say a restrain,
That's what
to
it says.
arrest,
That's what it
to
says.
lock down?
That's what it says.
Don't look upwards.
Hey, a woman don't like to feel like they locked down, man. You know, I'm gonna tell you by experience, man.
Yeah.
They don't like to. Hey, when I used to go out to them clubs and I used to sit a woman down, I used to make sure she was right at the
Where she
point of
don't
the
get
wall,
nowhere.
and I'll be just. And I didn't realize I was doing that. And then after about a month, you know, at first I didn't want to deal with you. I said, why? What did I do? Because you sat me down, you had me locked in. A woman does not like to be,
Nope.
and I didn't even realize that, man.
Yeah.
Cause I'm looking at her like a lion looks at his prey.
That's it.
And that's how you supposed to. And that's what women like, man. That's what women like. You don't ask her for the sex. You take it, man. The movie Goodfellas. Remember with what's his name? Henry Hill. When he was dealing with that woman, and he kind of crept like he was a lion, and she was digging all that, man.
Yeah.
That's the problem with you black men.
Yeah.
You asking for the sex.
Yeah, man.
And if she says she got a headache, okay, baby, get you a woman down across the street, downtown, get it, across town.
Jack.
Hey, I read this Babaka Shah.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and 21. This is why the Lord said this about them niggas. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Because the Passover is supposed to be a solemn assembly. You niggas turning the Lord's Passover into a goddamn concert, man.
A get together.
A get together, man.
Yeah, like Comfy, right? Comfy Cream. Yeah, boys and men. Boys to men. Boys and men. That's how I'm old. Like, what's that group? Boys and men. Boys and men. Or boys to men. Them niggas had 3-piece suit on, doing some goddamn old ass temptation move, singing the same old song. That's not the Passover. And he was talking about this is the best Passover. This is the most lively Passover. Not since John the Baptist and all this bullshit, man. Them dudes are totally out of order, man. And when the Most High start killing you niggas at up to 2/3, I just want to let you know. I'm gonna drink to your destruction. I'm gonna laugh at your calamity, man.
Read on.
Go ahead, Ak.
It says, though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs.
Oh, so they're gonna have entertainment. The Lord is gonna be like this, with their entertainment.
For I will not hear the melody of thy vows, but let judgment run down as water, and righteousness as a mighty stream.
Yeah, because these guys don't think judgment's coming,
That's
man.
right, man.
Yeah.
That's why Nate made a statement, we might be here another 40 years.
Oh, please.
You see all the turmoil going on around the world, man? Yeah. You see that the official debt of America is over 17 trillion. What's the real debt is more like 200 trillion, man. And there's no way it could be paid, man.
That's right.
You guys got to start watching them financial shows, man, you got to get a heads up on everything, man. Yeah. Go ahead, Ak.
I was going to say, because they try to use the whole idea that King Josiah had the greatest Passover and all that. All that means is that he was able to provide the Passover for the whole, for the whole nation.
Well, he did have a bad Passover because we actually know Josiah.
Oh, okay.
That's your Asher. That's your Asher. Hey, that's your Asher, man. Because your Asher, when he started taking over them Passover, they were bad Passovers, man. And I told him, I said, when in the truck, I said, look, brother, I said, you know you Josiah in reincarnation, right? And you know what he said? He said, well, the word Ayasha, which is his real name, is Josiah in the English. But when you read the story of Josiah, what did Josiah do after the Passover? And what did the Most High do? That's why you got to learn that history, man.
That's right.
You know what the story is? Okay, well, that's one hand. Okay, well, what did he do? That's a young man? That's a young man. How old are you, brother?
19.
He's 19 years old. He putting all you old men to shame, man. You better learn that history, man.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead, Ak.
He attempted to offer burnt incense inside the temple of the Lord.
Nope.
No, that's a different
Nope.
That's a different king.
What's this, Karab?
Yeah. He went to war after the king, after the Lord told him don't go to war.
Right, because there was, I think it was the Syrians, Syrian king against the Egyptian king, and the Most High wanted, if I got my head straight on that, and he wanted him to take down the Egyptians.
The Egyptian wanted them to win.
He wanted them. The Most High wanted the Egyptians because the Most High is dealing with all nations, right? So this guy Josiah, which he was a king, but he was a warrior, he was trying to stop it, but it was none of his concern. The Most High wanted them two nations to battle each other, man.
That's right. It's like
And then what happened was the Most High, and he disguised himself. If you got the scripture, go to the point. Anybody, man. He disguised himself, so he knew he wasn't supposed to interfere with that. And the Most High made a straight arrow hit his ass, and he died in his chariot, man. And that's something that your asshole would do. He was hard. He did his own goddamn thing. That's why he's out of the camp, out of the truth. And he might be dead right now, man. And if he is dead, I want to find out where his grave is so I can piss on it, man.
Yeah.
I'll read it real quick.
Go ahead. Just go to the point if you got it.
Come. This 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 23 or 22. Surely there was not holding such a Passover from the days of the judges that judged Israel, nor in all the days of the kings of Israel, nor of the kings of Judah. But in the 18th year of King Josiah, when this Passover was holding to the Lord in Jerusalem, moreover, the workers with familiar spirits and the wizards and the images and the idols and all the abominations that was spied in the land of Judah and in Jerusalem, did Josiah put away, that he might perform the words of the Lord which were written in the book that Hilkiah the priest found in the house of the Lord. And like unto him was there no king before him that turned to the Lord with all his heart, and with all his soul, and with all his might, according to all the law of Moses, neither after him arose there any like him. Notwithstanding, the Lord turned not from the fierceness of his great wrath, wherewith he angered was kindled against Judah, because of all the provocations that Manasseh had provoked him withal. And the Lord said, I will remove Judah out of my sight, as I have removed Israel, and will cast off the city, Jerusalem, which I have chosen, in the house which I said my name shall be there. Now the rest of the acts of Josiah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? In his days, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went up to the river Euphrates, and King Josiah went against him, and he slew him at Megiddo when he had seen him. And his servants carried him in a chariot dead from Megiddo, and brought him to Jerusalem, and buried him in his own sepulchre. And the people of the land took Jehoahaz, the son of Josiah, and anointed him and made him king in his father's stead.
Yeah, so the Most High got him killed, you know?
Yep.
He died right on his chariot, man.
Went up against the king of Egypt.
So this is a serious thing, man. You can't just call yourself doing 98% of the Most High's will, and in that last 2%, the Most High take your ass out for not doing the 2% when you're supposed to do 100%, you know?
That's right.
So everything's serious about when it comes to this truth here.
Quick precept. Jeremiah 48:10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood.
That's it. Yeah.
This is from the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary under feast. The first one is the Passover. It says, feasts were the sacred festivals of Judaism, which were occasions of public worship. There were 7 in all. The Passover, or Feast of Unleavened Bread, was established before the giving of the law to celebrate the Exodus from Egypt. It began on the 14th day of Nisan and continued for a week. Leviticus 23:5-8. Attendance was required of all male Jews. Deuteronomy.
Hold on. Did you hear that? Attendance was required of all males. Get me Deuteronomy 16:16. So quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty.
Yeah, empty meaning when you come, you gotta bring offering, you gotta bring gifts. All right. That's it on that. Go ahead. Read on.
That was it.
Okay, that was it. Okay. Anybody got any other scriptures?
Yeah, I have a scripture.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou were cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. The time for being lukewarm and being pussyfooting is, we ain't in those days, man. The scripture says above that behold, I come quickly. And the Most High is going to send Yahweh Shah rewards for all men. Do you want to receive a blessing or a curse? Because you're going to get a gift.
It's coming like a thief in the night, too.
Absolutely.
I have one more.
Go
ahead.
St. John 3:21. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are all wrought through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, like the scriptures say, you know, the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
Right.
Pray ye the Lord that he send laborers into his vineyard. You know, so a laborer has to, you know, get busy, or else you ain't gonna get paid.
And the reason why you got a lot of these guys, these camps all over the place, because a lot of them is looking at us.
Right.
We on fire, but the Lord, the Spirit ain't with them, man. You know, you got the scripture. Read loud.
This is Luke chapter 12 and verse 46. The Lord of the servant will come in the day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. You know, so the time for, like the elder said, the time for pussyfooting is over. You know, because we in the home stretch now. You know, so it's time. It's time to do 10 times more what brothers been doing.
Well, since you said that, somebody give me that in Baruch.
Also, too, this is the Passover. Elder Tahar wrote about how the Lord put King Josiah to death, right? Because he wasn't doing the right thing. And I've been saying this to brothers all during the week. You want to be found worthy, man. You know, how we was going into how you had guys back in the original school that got put to death on the night of the Passover because they wasn't doing the right things. They were calling themselves being the Israelites and being men of the Lord, but they was doing wickedness under the light.
Yeah, there was a couple of situations where guys got put to death. Manasseh, Manasseh, he found up on the roof with his head, somebody shotgunned his head off, and we thought he was Danyala, the Manassite. And we thought the man was righteous, but he was Johanna's henchman, and he was wicked as hell. When he was around me, he played that righteous role, but when he was with the men, when he was a henchman, he was wicked. He had them motherfuckers in slavery.
Yeah, in slavery. He wouldn't let the brothers.
Johanna had them guys with his henchmen out there selling flowers and oils and whatever they were selling 7 days a week, man.
Yep.
And the heads didn't even know about it, man.
And it was cold. He was taking brothers' rent. He was telling brothers, General Johanna, look, brother, give me your rent money. Y'all gotta give me your money, man, for the rent. Look, brother, I gotta pay my rent. Look, man, have faith in the Most High, right? Don't worry about that.
He's pocketing that money, man.
Yeah.
And then the nigga coming like he's righteous, man. That's why the bitch is on heroin right now, man. Okay? Fuck that nigga, man. Yeah, speak loud. Stand up, Bob.
This 1 Corinthians 5, 7 and 8. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Yahweh Shai, Passover, is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
That's it, be sincere. Now, I'm going to ask y'all, we supposed to keep the laws, right? Right? Somebody raise your hand if you got to, give me a law. Give me a law that we supposed to keep.
All one garment, all one fabric.
Yeah, okay, that's one law. Give me another law. There's 613 laws. Give me another law.
Not around the corners of your head.
Okay, give me another law.
Cook the meat all the way through, no blood left.
Okay, give me another law.
Oh, boy.
Don't eat swine. Okay, good. Okay. All right, let me throw a law at y'all. Paying tithes. Be honest. Now they forgot it. I knew they weren't gonna bring that law up.
Pay your bills, man.
Pay your bills. How many of you? Be honest, man. How many of you guys are not paying your tithes on a consistent basis? Be honest. Okay, you got to pay your tithes, man. If you're going through a hard time, that's understandable, man. That's understandable. But you're supposed to pay your tithes. Now I'm gonna hit you with something. when you don't see how much y'all know about the law, when you don't pay your tithes for the, whatever is a weekly tithes or whether you get paid bi-weekly or you have a farm with cows on it, because the Levites, the way they paid them with the best of the shoulder, the corn, 10%, but they also gave the Levites money. There was a story of a man that hired a Levite and gave him, I think it was 10 pieces of silver a year, and he agreed to it. So they did get money. It depends on your circumstance. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. When let's say you pay your tithes every week, and you miss a week, what are you supposed to do the next time you pay your tithes? Let me see if y'all know the Lord. Nope. Not double. Not triple either. Nobody knows? Monogon. You're the law man. Come on. Stand up, brother.
It's the fifth part, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
The fifth part. Meaning, if you, let's say you get $100 a week. If you're doing that, you need to find another job. If you're getting $100 a week, you send $10 of tithes, right? You miss a week. What you supposed to give the following week that you missed that week? You're supposed to give the 10%, right, that you owe from last week, and you're supposed to give 5% more. And that's in the law. You can look it up, all right? So when you guys call out them laws, man, I knew the tithe law wasn't gonna come up, but you got to pay your tithes, man. And how many of you brothers up in here got jobs by a show of hand?
Hey, can you
a lot more of y'all got to get jobs.
Turn the camera around for all them brothers, because he calling people bumites, 14th Street home.
Okay, mostly all the brothers got jobs, man. Okay, the ones of you brothers that don't have jobs, how many of you know how to go out there and hustle? Okay, more you guys gotta be hustlers, man.
Yeah, we used to hustle. Hey, brother, we used to sell oils, and we told y'all. Myself, Elder Gabor, Elder Tahar, we used to sell oils, incense. We used to sell shit. We used to clothes. Elder Tahar had shades going. We used to go right here in New York City. They used to have the West Indian Day Parade. Elder Tahar used to go down there and sell food, mixed drinks, Heinekens. Get a big garbage can and stand right there, and they sell motherfucking Heinekens for $5. They used to go like water, man. $5 a pop, a Heineken.
Yeah, because you're the Israelites, man. Yeah. So if you ain't got a job, and there ain't no job out, it's hard for you to find a job, then you got to go out there and hustle, man. You know, we getting ready to start the thing with the food cart. Yeah. But Sakaran got this food cart, actual food cart and stuff. And we're gonna be selling all kind of stuff on there, man. Because he did that before. You was working on the food cart, you know?
Yeah.
And we're gonna start selling cupcakes and. Hey, because women like cupcakes, man. And sweet potato pies and all that, man. And we're gonna have that. We're gonna have that coquito on the side.
Oh yeah.
Y'all know what coquito is? That's like a Puerto Rican drink. It has alcohol in it, rum in it, but it's real sweet. And you go around Ephraim, you said I got that coquito, y'all. Ephraim knows. $5 a cup.
Oh yeah.
So you brothers got to learn how to. Y'all are Israelites, man.
That's right.
You supposed to be smarter than the white man, and that's why you brothers should watch them financial. I wake up on the financial shows, man. I'm always watching. What is that? Bloomberg, and the other one you got the MSNBC. You got CNBC. You got MSNBC. And you got CNBC. CNBC. Like not 24 hours, but most of the day. And you see all these Edomites that are CEOs, and they all talk. Oh, they got a thing called the Shark Tank, right? Yep. Now the brother that's on there, he from Harlem, I believe, or Brooklyn, and he had that hat, the nightcaps, which I used to make them. But he made them and made so much money, he's a multi-millionaire, man. But all them guys on the Shark Tank, this guy Cuban. He owns the Mavericks. Mark Cuban. They'll tell you their story.
He's from Connecticut, actually.
He's from Connecticut, right. Anyway, all them people on that show, they started off with nothing, man. And they had a dream and turned the dream around and became multi-billionaires and multi-millionaires, man. And Esau's all into that, man. See, when you get educated, you know, by your parents and by the school system, they put that in your head, especially in so-called Jews, that you better than anybody, man. Yeah. And we as Israelite men, we don't have that in our head, man. Yeah. When you look at Esau, you're supposed to look at him like you better than him, man.
That's right, man.
Oh, even the Hamite said that to me.
Yep.
He said, you can't kick me in my ass. I said, why not? Because I'm better than you.
That's what he said.
The Hamites think they're better than us,
That's
man.
right.
The Moabites, they think they're better than us. The East Indians, they think they're better than us. All these nations think they're better than us. The tribes. Ephraim.
Yep.
Tell me I'm lying. Ephraim think they're better than y'all. Simeon think they better than all of y'all, man.
Yep.
Asher. Okay.
Even Benjamin.
Yeah, you got Benjamin in here. But I'm saying you got Benjaminites in here that act like Jake. You know, they grew up around Jake, so they think like Jake.
Right.
But you got Benjaminite from the island, man. Yeah. They think they're better than Jake over here, man. Even the Benjaminite chick told me, she pulled me to the side. She said, "Look, this is what we do to y'all blacks in America. We come over here, we bust our ass, we buy houses, and we rent it to you suckers."
Yep. That's what they say.
All right.
Believe me,
and that's how the tribes think about the other tribes.
Yep.
And they basically look down on Judah.
Yep. Owning a home ain't easy if you own one.
Well, Levi's in the world by themselves, but.
And I'm a so-called Levite, but I'm gonna tell you this: Levi is a damn devil, man.
Yeah.
Levi is a damn devil, man. They think they shit don't stink, man. You know?
I got 3 cents.
Go ahead, Ak.
Malachi chapter 3, verse 8. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offering.
Yes. So you gotta get jobs. If you can't find a job, you gotta get a hustle. You know? And you gotta pay your tithes. Now, if you catching hell, that's understandable, man. We under grace, man. That's understandable, man. Because you know what we get? Yeah, go ahead, Ak. Read loud, brother.
Stand up.
He's up.
If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou hast but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity. Because that alms do deliver from death, and suffer not to come into darkness. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High.
That's a good scripture. Now, giving tithes is one thing, alms is another. Alms is to give to the poor. You give your tithes, 10%, and you give an offering over that tithes to the leadership, right? You can give a penny. After you give the 10%, you can give a penny. You might have hit the lotto, and you can give it all. I'm giving it all. Like the woman with the 1 penny, she gave all that she had. Okay? Now the reason why I say that, because you got situations, emergency situations, where a brother might get locked up, or some brothers might get locked up, and then you calling us, look, we locked up, we need the bell. The first thing I'm gonna give you an example, Atlanta. They needed a certain amount of money because they got locked up over some bullshit. And the first thing come to us, have we turned any of you brothers away, man, that was in the jam?
No.
We were either asked for a collection, right? Or we were having it in the kitty.
Right.
Either way, you're going to get it, man. And we know that you a sincere brother.
Yep.
And that goes for the different camps.
That's right.
If you got a camp leader or one of the top men that's been in this thing for 5, 6, 7 years or whatever, and let's say he loses his job, it's up to that camp. If you got a 20-man camp, it's up to y'all, brother. Well, look, let's get up the money to help this cat, because he proved that he's a sincere brother.
They can bear witness to it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got a precept. This is 1 Timothy 5. I'm just go straight to the point in 18. For the scripture saith, thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn, and the laborer is worthy of his reward.
And we know that scripture very well. You can keep reading if you want, but we know what the scripture is. In other words, the reason why y'all in this thing is because of us. Okay, we made the sacrifice to go out there and put ourselves on the line, all right? Because the #1 target that they're going after is myself, and then the other elders, and then down to y'all, right? So we did our part. So now y'all got to do your part, okay? And it ain't like we're gonna get a island somewhere in Tahiti or nothing like that, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just part of the law, man. Okay?
Hey, Elder Talk, since he mentioned about, you know, seeking the elders, you had that nigga from Trinidad.
Oh,
right.
He was making merchandise for the brothers. And you got another nigga,
And you know what? He was getting a lot of money, and I knew he was.
Yep.
Because I knew he was asking people for money, man. And you know what? His thing, the reason why he's getting so much money, because he kept putting a guilt trip on everybody. He would call, I know this guy gets paid every other Thursday. Let me call him Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Talk to him. Shalom, brother. Yeah, I'm kind of uptight. And then you thinking you the one guy that's giving him money, but he hang up and he got another number. Okay, let me get this guy in England.
He's right. Yep.
You know, let me get this guy. And his wife had that damn
Swami,
that what is that hat, that dealer's hat on with the, you know, CPA hat. That's why in that video we were cursing our ass out too.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Hey, but now let me say this too. Not just, but now you got another nigga that's doing that shit. Y'all know him 2444. All right, the dude from he's from New Orleans or whatever.
New Orleans.
Yeah, and we just found, cause you know he was down here in Texas with these brothers. Basically, he had some same shit. He ain't been out there on the highways and byways.
I haven't seen him. He used to be on fire.
Yeah.
He had that beard. He had a beard longer than Aaron, and all of a sudden, he ain't had no beard. You couldn't even recognize the dude, man. And then I said, I noticed everything, man. I said, I noticed that guy ain't out there no more, man.
Yeah, and he's up there being wicked, man. See, everybody getting put on blast, man. This be at the end, man. You know, fuck that shit. I mean, excuse me. But anyway, he gonna sit there and go to these brothers first. Say, hey, man, I got some tickets. Now, the spirit already went out. You brothers know if any other camp asks y'all for money, what you supposed to say? Go to the elders.
In other words, if anybody asks y'all for money, they uptight, and there's a pattern, you notify us and let us know what's going on, man.
That's right.
Because we would have cut this guy off, Trini, off a long time ago.
That's right.
And then the brother from out there at the brother from Malta, he said he was on disability, and then he was saying, well, I ain't got it like that. And he said, well, look, you got to have faith. Well, motherfucker, where's your faith at, man? Where the fuck is your faith at? And then when we cursed the dude out, y'all saw the video, though, we put his ass on blast.
Super blast.
All right? He tried to play that humble shit, man. And the scriptures tell you that, though he humble, deep down and humble and all that, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
saw the videos. He's in the doghouse with the t-shirt.
Yeah, then he rips the t-shirt and he goes in the doghouse, man. And he should have went in there with a couple of pits and let them pits eat his fucking ass up, man.
That's the one.
You know?
That's the one back.
Hey, this is a video on with that guy.
Hey, but the point is, you gotta watch. You gotta watch for these guys, man.
And it says in Jeremiah, beware of a brother, for he shall utterly supplant.
That's
okay?
right. That's right.
Let me read this real quick. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins.
Yeah, nigga, put on that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's not in a way where a nigga is just going around taking advantage of people. All right.
Yeah, the scripture says, give not to a sinner.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to give to a sinner, and also it tell you, it also tell you no to whom thou doest good.
Right, but you got niggas that, because the scriptures tell you Satan is transforming himself into an angel of light. They'll read that scripture to you and try to play. So you brothers got to come up on a level to where you see these demons, man. Follow the protocol. You see, if you see the elders do a video saying, look, man, all that bullshit is done, all that contact in this camp and that camp, send them up to the elders. It's that simple. Yeah. That's how you avoid getting tooken, because these niggas are preying on you, man. Yeah. Like I said, 244.
So that dude talk.
Yeah, talk. Hey, that's his new
2-4 talk.
He's out of there, man.
He's history, man.
And the bottom line,
he's history, man. So you have no dealings with that dude, that cat.
That's right.
Your brother got his name.
And if he was doing the right thing, and I've seen it from dealing with Elder Todd, you gonna be taken care of if you brothers is really doing the right thing. If you in the gym, y'all brothers seen it, man. All right, but if you ain't doing the right thing, you ain't out there in the highways and the byways, man, the spirit's gonna kick you out.
Yeah, brother.
I just want to say something to testify that, because I lost my job because of the truth, you know?
Okay.
But once I lost my job, I ain't had to go to no brothers to ask them for nothing. How about Shimmy? How Shai is taking care of me right now? I've been out of work for a month now. It's looking good. I'm going to get a job. But he took care of me, man. I ain't got no problems. Is that right, Ox?
That's right. Let me say this. This brother here, they've been getting on them backwash, calling him a white boy and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And tell them what tribe you are.
Gad.
Yeah. You know, the same thing with that brother from Missoula, Montana. Johanna called him a simple ass and stuff like that. And then the brother wrote me. He said, you the one that Johanna talk bad about. I said, well, why you waste your time talking to a damn idiot, man?
Yeah, idiot.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, well, you got this. Jeremiah also said, our inheritance is as a speckled bird.
That's right.
With many colors.
That's right, man.
And you got a lot of Israelites that look like Edomites. Like my woman is Ephraim. She's really Benjamin, but her mother's Ephraim, her father's Benjamin. But she got all the traits of an Ephraimite because she was raised up under her mother. She looked like Ephraim. She cooks Ephraim, but she'll tear up a bowl of oxtail.
That's right.
Not many women do that, right? Okay. So that's a Benjamite in her, right? But she has a brother, which he's a straight up Ephraimite, and he married. I don't know if you know him. He's down south. He's like a sheriff deputy down here. Man. He's in the military and all that, man. He's one of them gun-ho type of guys. And he had married this Edomite chick, which she might be a Jake, because she got the spirit of a Jake. And their daughter, he got a daughter with her, and she looked just like an Edomite, man. She looked more like an Edomite than yourself, man.
Like my daughter. Yeah,
I mean, she looked like an Edomite. She'll go out in the world and they're looking at a white woman. Yep. But her father is a straight up Ephraimite, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this brother that boxes, he's, what's this dude, Ward, Andre Ward, right?
Yeah, Andre Ward.
Ain't nobody can beat this guy, man.
Yeah, his dad ain't
His
no
father
Edomite.
looked just like a so-called cracker, man.
No way his dad.
So you're going to tell me that that's a tear?
He
He won the Super Six?
Yep, the Super
Well, they
Six.
said he ain't got no chance he was going to win. They were saying this guy, Kessler's going to win, this guy was going to win, and he beat all of them, man.
All of them, yep.
Easily. Oh, he beat the hell out of, he knocked Chad Darth. And Chad can fight, man. Chad can fight. You know?
That's right.
Okay. All
Some
right.
guys ain't, a lot of them niggas, brother, too, ain't never been nowhere. So you gotta realize, the 14th Street queer,
right,
and assholes like him, them guys, them niggas ain't never left New York City, man.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
I spent 4 years in the military, in the Marine Corps, and went to 14 different countries, in places where I thought that didn't have people of color, they call black. You got people in Okinawa, dark Japanese. I never saw dark Japanese until I hit Okinawa. Even in France, I never saw so many blacks in France and Paris and Orleans until I went there,
tell
man.
you that, man.
Okay.
Hey, like in Saudi Arabia, anytime you see anything on Saudi Arabia, they look like Arabs. But I was watching the Olympics. I don't know if it was the 08 Olympics or the 04 Olympics, but they had the Saudi Arabian team, right? And they were all blacker than any of y'all in here, man. So I said, well, wait a minute. When they show them Arabs, they only show the cracker Arabs, man.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't show the black Arabs,
And
man.
if you remember one time ago, brother, they used to show
Muammar Gaddafi, when he went to war against Reagan.
That's right.
And they had him putting his hand up, and all the people behind him were jet black dark.
Yeah.
But they don't show you that on the TV.
All up on the TV.
They don't show you. They don't show you that,
Remember
man.
when it was a time when I was coming up, you didn't even see a dark-skinned Puerto Rican until now. Most of them all look like white. Until you go to Puerto Rico, then you see a whole bunch of Puerto Ricans dark in the island. The same thing in Cuba.
Cuba, yeah.
You know, but they don't never talk about that, though, man. A lot of them don't talk about that, man. I got daughters, man, that these brothers here know.
Oh, he got a daughter
man,
that look just like an Edomite.
Look just like Edomite.
Man.
Until they see me, they say that's her father. I told one woman in school that my daughter got in a fight with. She said, "That's your daughter." I said, "She came out my damn nutsack." And I got paternity papers to prove and threw it up there on the damn desk and stuff. She said, "Why you acting all hostile like?" I said, "Because you niggas is ignorant, man. You ignorant, man."
Yeah.
And so anyway, You had a precept, or you had something to say?
And two
And
things.
we're gonna get ready to close.
We're kind of off the topic, but going back to that cat from Trinidad, his wife. One day I was at work and my phone rang and I couldn't pick it up at that moment. So when I got a chance to get to the phone, I called the number back, and as the phone rang, a woman picked up, and all I heard was shalom. I'm like, shalom? I don't know any woman that's going to address me with shalom. So I was like, who's this? Oh, she's like, oh, this is Bakaw's wife. So I'm thinking maybe the dude's in trouble. I don't know what's going on. So I said, well, who? She's like, oh, Bakaw in Trinidad. Oh, yeah, what's going on? It's like, oh no, I just want to make sure that we got your number, in our little Rolodex and make sure everything's all squared away. So in other words, they was putting everybody's phone numbers. So when they needed to make those phone calls to, siphon money from people, from brothers, that's what they was doing. But that's true testimony. So they had that whole shit from the start, that whole gamut of running brothers to the mill for taking money. But that was it on that.
And let me say this, man. You brothers sending up money to us, and whatever way you send it, man, we do what the hell we want to do with it, man. We ain't sending it to the Most High, or we ain't giving it to Michael the Archangel, right? That's for our benefit, and that's like the trickle down economics, Hey, because when enough money come in, it's there. Well, it tells you that in Malachi for the storehouse, man. Okay, and because you brothers we know the brothers that are diligent from the brothers that are bullshit artists. We know that, man. Okay? We might look at you and give you a hearty salute, and this is one of lukewarm niggas, But we're going to give you the same look as we give a diligent guy. So you're going to think, yeah, he thinks I'm diligent. We watch everything, man. We watch how brothers change, how brothers come on, like a TAR 444.
Yeah.
He was on fire, man. And all of a sudden, you don't see the guy out there no more, man. And then when that beard disappeared, I said, that's it, man. That's the first thing that goes, man.
Get that big ass Bible.
Yeah, that big guy. Yep.
I've seen him. I like the guy.
We used to praise the guy, and look at Patak.
Oh yeah,
and forgot about him.
So,
Yep, that's right. The Barbarian Hood, and they ain't even making videos no more, right?
Not like they used to.
I haven't seen no videos with them niggas. The Barbarian Hood in that back alley that he was in, talking all the shit he was talking. You don't even see that nigga no more, man. Fucking phony. Excuse my language, man.
Only thing walked by was a prostitute.
Yeah, cracking.
Rats.
Yeah, so I mean, you brothers are experiencing that there's Jeremiah. Beware of a brother, for he shall utterly supplant, man. You got supplanters out there, man. You got guys that act like they down and they playing the game on people, man.
Like Johanna.
Well, he's that dope queen. Yeah, and the Most High Yahalabashim going, Johanna, he's almost out of there, man. Believe me on that. It's only a matter of time, man. It's like he's walking off this table, man. Johanna's walking off a short pier, man.
Yeah, because we're in the time of judgment. The Most High gonna bring judgment, and like Nate, right? He's dead set against the name of the Most High. We don't know what the name is. The name means the Lord, which is all bullshit. That's why he don't want to confront me, because he knows but you know what? Let him do what he's gonna do, right?
That's it.
Another thing is the mark of the beast was the chip. You see how many guys are dead set against the chip, and you see how much stuff on the information coming out, and it's making it plain as day.
Right. As a matter of fact,
There's certain guys like Yohanan knows that the chip is a mark of the beast, but he got paid, man.
Yeah.
He got the big paycheck, man. Nate is another one. He got paid, man. Now the guys that are under him, they really think that these guys are sincere. But that's why we call them zombies, man. And that's in the scriptures. And I want to close with these two scriptures. Give me the one in Corinthians. I'm going to go to one in 2 Thessalonians.
That nigga bubble-eyed, man. That's just Satan. Bubble-eyed blackfish. That's just Satan. You know he got paid off, man.
And 7.
Okay.
I got it whenever you
All right, go ahead.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Only who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the
That's
Lord...
Esau. Esau is being revealed right now by who? The men of the Lord. Okay? We're becoming a nuisance to them, man. Because there's a lot of Edomites that stumble across a video on GMS or one of the other Israelite camps, and somehow it led to us. So they're getting cut up, man. Go ahead.
Yep. Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
The spirit of the Most High's mouth is what? It's us. The Most High speaking through us.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
When he comes with the missiles and the ships and so forth. Go ahead.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth.
That's the other Israelite groups that say the mark of the beast is Christianity or an embargo. All right, go ahead.
That they might be saved. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion.
And that's why they can't see it. Yeah. Nate sees it. Degenerate Johanna sees it, but they got paid off. Right. Comfy sees it, but he got paid off. Now, the only one outside of us that I know of that's teaching about the mark of the beast, believe it or not, is Bubble Eye Blackfish, man. But he says the white man can make it, that there's mermaids, that there's fallen angels.
Can't eat potatoes or carrots.
What did he say?
Can't eat carrots and potatoes in your boots.
Boy, oh boy. All right, go ahead.
That they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe it not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
So the truth is what? Everything that's in this Bible. So if you believe 99.9% of the Bible and you don't believe in 1 point, guess what? You off, man. You off. You got that in Corinthians? If our gospel be hid to them that are lost.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them.
And that's plain and to the point. So with that, we're going to start the Passover service.